The Demon in the Hallway. In a remote Japanese village, an old house stands abandoned, shrouded in mystery and fear. Locals speak in hushed tones about the demon that haunts its dark hallways, warning all to stay away. Despite these warnings, a young woman named Yumi, desperate to find her missing sister, ventures into the house one stormy night. Thunder rumbles in the distance as Yumi approaches the decrepit house. The wind howls, causing the old shutters to bang against the walls. The front door creaks open with an ominous groan, and she steps inside, her flashlight casting weak beams of light into the shadowy interior. The hallway stretches before her, dark and foreboding. The air is heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. Yumi moves cautiously, each step causing the floorboards to creak underfoot. Her heart pounds in her chest, but she presses on, driven by the hope of finding her sister. As she ventures deeper, the temperature drops sharply. The once faint sounds of the storm outside are muffled by an eerie silence. Yumi's flashlight flickers, and she pauses, sensing an unnatural presence. The darkness seems to close in around her, and she hears a faint, guttural growl from the shadows. Panic sets in, but Yumi forces herself to remain calm. She shines her flashlight around, the beam landing on a series of old, tattered photographs hanging on the wall. The faces in the photos are twisted in fear, their eyes seeming to follow her. She shudders and moves on. Suddenly, the flashlight flickers again and dies, plunging her into complete darkness. Yumi fumbles with it, her breath quickening. In the pitch black, she hears the sound of claws scraping against wood, slowly getting closer. A soft, sinister whisper fills the hallway, speaking in a language she cannot understand. The hairs on the back of her neck stand on end. Desperately, she bangs the flashlight against her palm until it flickers back to life. The beam reveals a shadowy figure at the end of the hallway, red eyes glowing with malevolence. The demon steps forward, its form grotesque and twisted. Its skin is a sickly, mottled gray, and its mouth is filled with rows of sharp, gleaming teeth. It emits a low, menacing growl that resonates through the hallway. Yumi's instincts scream at her to run, but her legs feel rooted to the spot. The demon advances, its claws clicking against the floor. Mustering all her courage, Yumi turns and sprints down the hallway, her flashlight swinging wildly and casting erratic shadows. She reaches a door and throws it open, diving into a small, cluttered room. Slamming the door behind her, she locks it and backs away, her eyes never leaving the handle. The door shakes violently as the demon pounds against it, each strike splintering the wood. In her frantic search for an escape, Yumi notices a small trapdoor in the ceiling. She scrambles onto a dusty old table, pushing it under the trapdoor, and climbs up. With trembling hands, she pushes the door open and hauls herself into the attic just as the room door crashes open below. The attic is cold and dark, filled with old relics and forgotten memories. Yumi crawls to a corner, trying to calm her racing heart. She hears the demon's heavy footsteps below, followed by an eerie silence. It knows where she is. Suddenly, the attic door bursts open, and the demon's face appears, its eyes burning with hatred. Yumi scrambles backward, her hand brushing against something cold and metallic, a ceremonial katana. Grabbing it, she faces the demon, her hands shaking but her resolve firm. The demon lunges at her, and with a desperate cry, Yumi swings the katana. The blade slices through the air, and the demon howls in pain, recoiling. Seizing the moment, Yumi climbs out of a small window, dropping down to the ground below. She limps away from the house, the sounds of the storm growing louder, as she leaves the cursed place behind. The demon's furious roar echoes through the night, but Yumi does not look back. She knows she has narrowly escaped with her life. Some say Yumi's sister was never found, her fate sealed by the house's dark curse. Others claim Yumi freed her spirit that night. But one thing is certain, no one dares to enter the old house again, for the demon in the hallway remains, waiting for its next victim.